Alright guys, wanted to make a quick video over here on the ZTO Card Shop channel, kind of talking about this update to the Forbidden and Limited list, where they're going to be semi-limiting Keldo, Kelbeck, and Agido, otherwise known as the Ishizu cards. There's one that's not being semi-limited, but this is very interesting because if you're not aware, there is a tier 0 strategy with Tier Element where they kind of took these cards and it allowed them to just mill a butt ton of cards, which they wanted to do anyway because they fused from the graveyard. It also let them shuffle back their opponent's cards, so even if you were playing a deck that really liked to have stuff in the graveyard, they could just put that back in your deck and you weren't able to use that. It was very, very, very powerful. But the thing that's interesting is that I also went ahead and checked and saw if they added the new Naturia cards, and we do not have the new Naturia cards, and that's because the Ishizu Naturia deck was also being experimented with, and because the next pack didn't look like it was going to be the Ishizu stuff, I think it was somewhere around, yeah, it's up here. Well, I didn't see that they were going to be adding any of the Ishizu stuff. They're like, yeah, we're going to be going in ahead and adding like some of the Gen Knight stuff, some Crystal Beast stuff, and then like some of the G Golem stuff. So, you know, G Golem players, you guys can finally pop off over on Master Duel. But I found it really interesting because it's not just Tier Element that this is going to be preemptively hitting, but it's also going to hit that other Naturia deck, because my concern is that they pushed back, say, Tier Element a bit, and then they brought in the Naturia cards with like the Ishizu cards. Well, I think that would still just be really good because that deck in and of itself was already pretty strong, at least in the TCG. And I was like, well, we could have a funny thing where like, oh, before Tier Element came out, Naturia guys are just running rampant, which is funny because they're all like these little like chibi bugs and plants and stuff, which I just think would be a hilarious deck, or maybe be really frustrating to lose to. But I find it really interesting because we had a string of, I believe, like fake leaks for like the Tier Element hits where they're like, oh, we're gonna ban Kit Kalos before she even comes out, and I was like, that's not very feasible. Like, I don't think they're going to do that. Like, at the end of the day, they still want to make money. I think at the worst, they would like limit Kit Kalos, right? Or they would limit the field spell, limit Havnus, stuff along those lines, right? Or if they do limit Havnus and they make her like the N rarity card for the archetype, that way it's not like, oh, well, you still got to go summon like for all the Sharings and everything, right? You still got to go get your Reinhardts and everything. You still have to go get a couple of copies of those. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's very interesting because semi-limiting them, I think, is a nice preemptive hit. I don't know if it's going to be enough because, especially in decks like Tier Element, where you can just like mill 8, you're still going to have a really good chance of hitting these guys, right? Because functionally, there's two sides of them, right? Like 2 of them are like shufflers, 2 of them are millers. And if you think about it, right, you still got like 6 of them floating around in here. And I guess if you want to play the other guy, you got an extra 3 copies. You have 9. That's almost like a 10th of your deck, like 9 out of 40 cards if you're playing that. Plus the other tier cards, I can also kind of like mill stuff or whatever else you're going to be playing to mill stuff. It's going to be pretty strong, I still feel. I mean, it definitely shows that Konami knows that these cards are going to be very powerful in decks like Naturia and in Tier Element. But no, man, like, I don't think it's enough. I think we're definitely going to see another kind of wave of hits coming once, like, Tier Element comes out. But I don't know, like, did I want to see this stuff get hit first? Or did I want to see, like, say, Runic stuff get hit first? Because I don't know, if you guys have been playing ladder lately, the Runic stuff can be a little annoying. It's just like, well, there goes half my deck. Cool. That was a little annoying. And they're like drawing 4 cards off the field spell. I'm like, dude, just getting a little ridiculous. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Just thought I'd kind of give my thoughts and inform people on this, give my take on it. I'm just like, yeah, it's good that they acknowledge it's going to be broken, but they really need to do more because I don't think this is enough. I think they should have just hard limited all 4 of them, right? Just limit all of them to 1 anyway. Let's just make this a little bit easier. But I don't know, maybe people would be like, no, that kills the deck. And look, I don't want a Ishizu tier running around in Master Duel. Tier Element is fine in and of itself. You can play tier, you can play danger tier, it's fine. It's whatever. You play that, have fun, pop off, you know, just enjoy that. I don't want to play Ishizu tier. I already had to suffer through that.